It's Aspen Wolfie here. So this video is going to be about which suit is right for you. So of course you should know all the different suits, but if you don't, there is plantigrade, digigrade, partial, light partial, and quad suit. So I'll start off with digigrade. Those suits are the hottest. So if you can handle the heat, then you should get one if you want one. Yeah. It's all about what you want, so start off with like thinking of which one you want and then like listen to me. But so digis are very hot and they are very heavy, and so if you're not like, I don't want to say super strong, but you know, if you can't even like do like a push-up or something, like you probably don't need a digi suit, because they are the heaviest and they are like the hardest to walk in. And well, I'm not including like the dropped crotch or plush suits in this, so yeah. So they are the hardest to walk in, and also if you're gonna be traveling a lot, digis are the hardest to travel with because of the giant padding in their legs. So really a digi suit, just the like bodysuit, is going to take up an entire suitcase. And then of course the head, and the paws, they could probably just go in your carry-on or something. And the feet, maybe you could get them into your carry-on, I don't know. If you could take multiple carry-ons, I don't think you can, but if you can, then you could like put those in another carry-on. So yeah, because the feet are pretty big. So yeah. Okay, so if you're like, why do you have such a hard time like talking about this stuff? It's because I do not use a script. So I'm just like trying to think of all this stuff like right on the spot. So yeah, sorry if I'm kind of like, yeah. So just the main thing you need to know about if you're planning on getting a digi suit is that they are hot. They're like some of the hottest suits. They take up a lot of room in like suitcases and stuff, so if you're traveling, just know you're gonna have to pack a lot of suitcases. And they are hard to clean, because if your digi padding gets like dirty and you have to wash that takes forever to dry, and then also having to wash the entire like bodysuit and stuff. So yeah. That's pretty much all I can tell you about the digi suits. Plantigrade, those are almost as hot as digi suits, but not quite as hot. There's like hair in my eye. Okay, but they're not as hot because of course plantigrade just has the straight legs. So they don't have the pillows in there, and the pillows are a main cause of a lot of the heat, because they're not like breathable pillows, they're just pillows. So of course those are like on your leg, keeping the heat in and everything. Oh my god, there's so much hair in my eye. Okay, so yeah, but pretty much everything I told you about the digi is the same with plantigrade, except it will take up less room than a digi suit, because of course it doesn't have the giant pillows in its legs, and it will be easier to clean, because of course you don't have to like take out the digi padding, and then like you don't have to worry about digi padding getting dirty and you end up having to clean it and taking forever to dry, because there is no digi padding. So pretty much everything to do with the digi suit is the same with plantigrade. The only real difference between them is the pillows, but remember, they aren't as hot and they're easier to like travel with, so because their legs aren't taking up so much room. So just keep that in mind if you're like, I want to like travel to cons, but of course it's like expensive for suitcases, especially if you have multiple, so you don't want to like take up as much room, so that you can put some stuff in there. Get a plantigrade if you're like that. But me, I'm probably not going to be traveling to a con, so I could just like drive to a con because I live only like 2 hours away from FWA, so I could just drive there, so it doesn't matter. Yeah. So that's really all you need to know about Plantigrade, is they're not as hot as Digi and they don't take up as much room, but everything else pretty much is the same. Like the washing is the same, because if you're washing a Digi, you take out the padding, so it's pretty much like washing a Plantigrade, and you just don't have to worry about the padding and the heat. So yeah, I know I'm repeating that a lot, but I just want you to know it isn't as hot. So if you can't handle the heat as well, but you really want a full suit, then get a Plantigrade. So yeah. And then the next one I want to talk about is a quad suit. So if you have back problems, do not even think about getting a quad suit, because you're literally like leaned over the entire time, and you have to like use your hands to like move the front legs, and you're actually like walking in it, and the vision isn't very good because generally the vision is in the neck. There's like this little like see-through window in the neck of it where you can see through it. So of course you're mainly like looking at the ground the entire time. So if you like have back problems, or you don't want to be staring at the ground, or if you want to go out suiting all the time, because your back will eventually start to hurt really bad in a quad suit. And it also, if you're not like that strong, because you're seriously like having to move the front legs like this, so that'll take a lot of strain on your arms and upper body and your back, then I definitely wouldn't recommend a quad suit. I can't tell you a lot about the storing of it and the washing of it. I would think maybe it's like the same as regular suits, but I'm not quite sure, because I love quad suits, but of course I'm probably never gonna get one, and so yeah, I can't really tell you that much about it, but I'm sure there's other videos that like how do you wash a quad suit. Or if you are going to get a quad suit, you can ask your maker, hey, how do I wash my suit? So yeah, because there are like things in the arms that are like plastic rods. So I don't know if you could like take those out and then just wash the suit or what. And then I know there's like a lot of Velcro that like straps you in and everything. So yeah. Just ask your maker about how to clean it if you want one. But all I can really tell you about it is if you have back problems, do not get it. It will hurt your back. And even if you have a good back, it will hurt your back. If you're not super strong, you don't even have to be super strong, like, but if you're not that strong and can't stand like continuous work, I definitely wouldn't recommend it, because it is continuous work to walk around in those things, and your back does hurt, so, which is like, pretty much, yeah, the same as what, I don't know what I'm talking about, but like, that makes it a lot worse to do your continuous work and everything, so, yeah. Hold on, I got a text, guys. And, the next I want to talk about is a partial and a light partial. I can pretty much just put those together, because the only difference is the feet paws. If you get a light partial, you won't get your feet paws, but if you get a full partial, you get the head, the paws, the tail, and the feet paws. So if you're really, really, really not good with the heat, or you live somewhere where it is always like blazing hot, then I would definitely recommend a partial or a light partial, because, you know, you're just wearing like regular clothes with that. So you can like put on like spandex or flannel, breathable, and you'll be pretty cool. So definitely if you live somewhere super hot, get that. And one thing I forgot to explain was the prices. So Digi is going to be definitely higher. I think the most expensive suits are quad suits. Okay. So the most expensive suits are quad suits. So if you definitely don't have a lot of money, do not even think about a quad suit. Digi are the second most expensive. So again, if you don't have a lot of money, don't get a Digi unless you really want to be saving up for a long time. Plantigrade, I know that they're like a few $100s cheaper than Digi. So still, if you're kind of strenuous on money and you can't find like a cheap maker, then yeah. But partials and light partials will be your cheapest. Light partials are the cheapest. Partials are like a little bit more than light partials. I don't know by how much. Probably again a few hundred. So yeah, that is one thing I forgot to mention, the prices. So just keep that in mind if you're like strenuous on money. Go with a partial or a light partial, because those will be your cheapest. So yeah. And then of course, it is very easy to travel with a partial and a light partial, because again, all you have is your tail, your paws, your head, and your feet if you have a partial. So, you know, you could just put your feet in your suitcase and put clothes all around it. You could put your hand paws in there. You could put your tail in there if you wanted. I would always recommend taking your head on the plane in a carry-on. I don't know if you could just take it like flat out like this. I've never tried. So, and I've never heard of anybody doing that. But I would definitely recommend bringing your head on the plane with you, because in the cargo bay, they do not care. They will just throw suitcases upon suitcases. And if yours is stuck on the bottom and your head is in there, it is going to get crushed. So I definitely would not recommend putting your head in the cargo bay. Always carry it on the plane if you're traveling. So, but back to my point. So it is the easiest to travel with, and it's not as hot, and the cleaning process of it is very easy. Literally, like, the only things you have to clean is your paws, which are pretty easy. You can put them in a pillowcase, or if they can turn inside out, do that and clean them. The tail, I think you also put that in a pillowcase and put it in the washer. I'm not quite sure about the feet. I think you also just put them in a pillowcase and put them in the washer, but I also think you don't want to wash your feet very much because it is foam. So yeah. Mostly just like spot clean it. So yeah. And all you need to spot clean is carpet washer, because you're pretty much a giant carpet. So yeah, just do that. And I guess that is pretty much it. So, but before you listen to any advice in this video, know your financial situation and know what suit you really want to go for. Because if you're just like, I don't know what suit I want to go for, and then you watch this, sure, I could help you figure out one, but, you know, you might also be like, but they're all, like, so good. So the main key points to remember is the prices. If you're not, like, very financially stable and you don't have a lot of money, don't go for, like, full suits or a quad suit. If you have back problems or you're not super strong, don't go for a quad suit. If you live somewhere where it's very hot, or you're just flat out not really good with dealing with the heat, do not go with a Digi suit, definitely. I don't know about plantigrade. Maybe it'll be a little better because, you know, you don't have giant pillows on your feet, on your legs. But I would definitely recommend, if you're somewhere where it's really hot or you're not good at all handling the heat, get a partial or a light partial. And also the traveling situation. If you are going to be traveling to cons and you don't want to pay like hundreds of dollars for your suitcases, because like a full suit is going to take up all of your suitcase. Maybe you'll be able to shove a little bit of stuff in there. So yeah, don't get a full suit, get a partial or something if you're going to be traveling, and like I said, you don't want to be paying hundreds of dollars. So just remember those key points and you can probably decide which suit you want. So I guess for now is goodbye, and next video is probably just going to be a rant because like I've pointed towards before, is my sister has been abusing poor little Aspen. So I'm going to tell you about all of that, and I'm going to rant on that, and then of course something that really made me mad while I was in Colorado recently with my dad, I'm going to tell you about that. So if you don't want to like listen to that, or if you're just interested, go watch my next video. So yeah.